It's time to go to Wyoming! We're in Wyoming.
Hi guys, I'm Melissa. I'm a senior at Idaho State University in Pocatello, Idaho. I'm actually originally from Detroit, Michigan, but moved to Pocatello with my family to go to school to study communications. My emphasis is in video production, and I actually got to go on a trip with some of my classmates to practice our video production skills in Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
With the sleigh rides being a tradition, the elk have become accustomed to seeing the horses and the red sleighs, so they do not attack unless someone gets outside of the sleigh.
Every time we stop, we freeze to the ground.
Our professor, Judy Morris, wanted us to get real-life video experience from this trip.
And students need to practice their video skills on location, changing environment. You know, it's a live, active sort of exercise. We're in these carriages, we're moving, there's animals involved, there's cold, there's snow, there's sleet, there's you know, children. And so all of these factors, you know, what are you going to do in the real world professionally when you are making a documentary or making a promotional video, making corporate video? What are you going to do with all these factors? And it's a very good learning experience for the students to do a real world video production assignment that they're going to hand over to an actual client in the end.
One of my fellow students, Fallon Deathridge, enjoyed getting to film the adventure.
And I think it was a successful trip. I think we got a lot of good footage, and it was a lot of fun as well, so that was good.
We saw a lot of wildlife other than the elk. We saw coyotes, wolves, sheep, and the most exciting of all was the moose.
There's two moose. One's down behind the trees.
How do you feel?
How do I feel? I feel like I found a moose.
You have one moose head right here. Then you have the tall moose that's standing up eating right there.
Another student, Robert McGill, took his personal camera to take photographs of everything we saw. He enjoyed the trip so much and recommends it to anyone.
If anyone gets the opportunity to go to the National Elk Refuge, you know, or to just Jackson Hole, Wyoming, I mean, they offer a lot as far as skiing and there's tons of art galleries. It's a very awesome place to go, but if you do get the opportunity to go on to the sleigh rides at the National Elk Refuge, I highly encourage it. We got to see everything from elk to bighorn sheep to, we even got to see a couple moose. So, I mean, it was a lot of fun. Kids really enjoy it. It was just an overall amazing experience. I encourage anyone to go.
On the sleigh ride, we got to learn about how the elk are fed and cared for. We learned that the elk population needs to be controlled so it doesn't get too large, which is why the National Elk Refuge allows for hunting of the elk. We were able to practice using the cameras to capture video with multiple shots in order to sequence when we got back. We were practicing using the cameras, learning about different shots. We even got to practice interviewing. We got to practice interviewing by interviewing Lori Iverson from the Fish and Wildlife Services.
And so it's really important for us to make sure that the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service is represented. And the other thing too is, and this is because you're students, I'll throw in this disclaimer, we're really starting to insist that we meet with people because of all the erroneous information that goes out.
This trip actually became something a lot more than just an educational experience for me. While I was on it, I got to make new friends, which is something that I've had struggles with since I've come to Pocatello. So it really allowed me a chance to meet people, and a lot of people who are in the same path that I'm on. So that was really great, and it helped me figure out who I was and what I need to be doing with my life, and gave me some really great friendships to be able to help support me on this journey to figure out who I am and what I need out of life. After we had our 1-day and 1-night trip in Jackson Hole, we packed up and came back to Pocatello so we could all go back to class. Unfortunately, the trip was too short, but luckily we are going back for 3 full nights in May. Hopefully you guys come and join us on the National Elk Refuge. See you out there.